Welcome back, my little wolf pups. As you can see, the pyre has been lit. It is October 31st, and the Halloween event is on its final day. I thought we'd go over some of the little things that have happened. Check out the shop, and we'll just have a quick little easy time. So as you can see, the pyre has been lit. It does cost 10 effigies to light the pyre, so no matter what, you're going to have to spend 10 effigies. Once it's lit, you can step in by clicking the fire or the link here. I like clicking the fire. As we scroll down, you can see all the shop rewards. They vary in price, and we're going to go over all the markings quick. But as you can see, there's 70. Most people seem to have gone 100 to 200, so most of the people can get one of each applicator. And then there's some decors, and the decors are really cheap. You can see the lowest is 4 effigies, 4 again, 4 again, 4 once more. Dark fog is 5. Corner cobweb is 6. Dark tendrils is 6. Darkness is 6. And massive cobwebs is 8. They all vary from 4 to 8, but it's still a pretty affordable price. Another part of the event is those 10 effigies that you threw in the fire to light it. They will come back as smoldering effigies in your inventory. Now, these do a random thing. As you can see, it just says something about this effigy is calling out to you. So what these do is that they take one of your bars, energy, hunger, or HP, and either they'll add 100% or they'll put it to 0. It's a random chance. You don't know what it's going to do. People are buying these already, so if you don't want to do the RNG chance, you can just sell yours on the trading center. Finally, let's look over some of the markings real quick and the new decor. I'm going to go to wardrobe. Okay, and here's our wolf. We're going to take a look. First, we have the gas marking. So if we check out the applicators, you can see that there's different colors. There are additional colors, but those colors are breed only. For now, you can only apply black, brown, dark brown, henna, liver, nocturne, red, and white. Nocturne's pretty cool because we've never had a nocturne marking before. And then I believe it's the same for the other one, wraith. Yep, same colors. You'll see there are other markings. So there's auburn, there's silver. So these are the breed only markings that you'd only get if you breed 2 colors together. This is my favorite of the 2 new markings. It's got a skeleton theme, but it also kind of reminds me of a raccoon with the little mask and the ears and the striped tail. It also would go really good with black, and then you do white wraith. So it looks more like a skeleton. We got skeleton wolf here. The other marking is gas, and this isn't as much my favorite, but it's still a pretty marking. It kind of reminds me of Aurora, but it's got these nice black feet and this little mask. Next up, we're going to go through all the decor really quick. We have Bloodthirsty, which adds blood splatters around the wolf. As you can see, all the new decors only go around the wolf, so they had less to draw. This event kind of felt like it was really done last minute, but I loved it myself. And Abby already said that there's going to be new lore and new items next year. Next up, we have Eerie Embers, which is similar, but it's more embery. As you can see, there's less of a blood smear, and it's more just like fire embers around your wolf. And this one also costs 4 effigies. Next up, we have the Vertigos, green vertigo. Kind of like a comic book effect. I really like this one. And this one costs 4. And we also have vertigo green, which costs 4 as well. I personally like layering these. If you add both of the vertigos, it adds a really cool comic book effect. I like how they did that you can put both. Depending on which one you do on top, it even looks different. The green on slot 1, and then right here is the purple on slot 1. Next up, we have Dark Fog, which is 5 effigies. As you can see, it adds a little bit of a fog border around your wolf. Then we have Corner Cobweb. which adds a little bit of cobweb in the corner. This is really cool for underground type backgrounds, like the abandoned den. Next up, we have dark tendrils, which increases to 6 effigies. You can see it's kind of like dream or like shadow taking over, nightmare type effect. And then we have darkness, which goes in the background of the wolf. So whatever background you have, this will go over the background behind the wolf. We can change our background, angel oak. As you can see, it kind of darkens the angel oak and makes it more nighttimey. This kind of like adds a lot of new backgrounds because you can take any background and darken it up a little bit. I like that. And finally, we have the massive cobweb. It's a giant cobweb, and it goes really well with the other cobweb. 2 cobwebs. I've already used these decors on one of my lethals. I have a Spider-Verse themed lethal named Benjamin and Peter, and these decors were perfect. Like, I was so excited during stream when these came out that I barely could even talk. As you can see, it's Benjamin and Peter, and he is based on Spider-Man. So we got the little webs, and then also I put both of the Vertigos, so it kind of looks like a comic book into the Spider-Verse theme. It's perfect. This guy, I could not have imagined more perfect of decors to put on him. Now, the only other thing about the event is that it is a little bit time locked. Once you buy a decor, you have to wait a little bit to be able to buy another item. Let's say we want to buy this corner cobweb, and it costs 6, so I'm going to pay 6. As you can see, I now have to wait 5 minutes to buy another item. So throughout the day, if you want to buy a lot of items, you're going to have to come back every 5 minutes. The timer doesn't increase at all. It's only ever been 5 minutes, and the prices didn't increase. You can also still find the effigies exploring. We tested this last night. So if you wanted to get an item and you really couldn't afford it, you could just spend guaranas to get some effigies. Now, I wouldn't recommend it. You could probably buy the item in the shop for cheaper from like the trading center, but it's always an option. I'm not going to go over the lore for the event. I didn't really read the lore, to be honest. I was so excited I skipped past all the text. I'm sure one of the Grouse House guides will have all the text for people, and it's also saved in my live stream from last night. But I don't want to spoil things also, so when you open the event, you'll read the lore. Finally, I thought we'd go over one more thing. Tomorrow is Coigreach. It starts on November 1st, and we already have 2 of the new applicators in the wardrobe. They're not in the item catalog yet, just the wardrobe. So if we scroll down, we'll see on, and it's a brown and reddish base. I really like this. It kind of reminds me of bronze a little bit. A bit redder on my computer than it was on my phone, but it's still awesome. And then we have Wisp, which matches the Wisp eyes. This is a very yellow and green base. I'm not sure how popular this base is going to be in the community, but I still think we'll get some wolves with it. It'll work really well for color bottom wolves. Let's see it with the Wisp eyes. And with that, we also got the markings for this. So if we scroll down, we have on manicure, which is really cool, I think. I like this one. On ornate stripes. This is nice. I always like some stripes, and this kind of has like a creepy vibe going for it. Matches the Halloween aesthetic. Next, we have on ornate waves. So I like these 2. The stripes are always really good. And finally, on veneer. This looks like moss growing on you and like taking over your body. I really like that. And then we have Wisp, inverted opossum. I'm not sure how much we'll see of this one. Just the yellow and the green kind of clashes for me, but it is still a cool option because we only just got the inverted opossums. So it's cool to see some new ones. Next we have Wisp ornate blotches. Ornate blotches seem to take over the market pretty quickly. Next we have ornate spots, which I think will be the most popular one. It just adds a little bit of lights onto your wolf, and I like that. And then finally we have Wisp Sprite, which the only other sprite we have is the Diana. So it's nice to see more of this. I don't know how popular the Wisp markings are going to be, but I can't wait to see. And that's it for now. We don't have any other stuff from this event yet. I'll eventually have a Coigreach guide up in a few days. It's a much chiller event. I'm not going to rush as much as I did with the Halloween. I only had one day to do this video, so I had to do it pretty quick. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in a few days for Coigreach.